Hello, I'm Ramesh Palagiri, President Designated ICEMA and MD CEO at Vidgan India, a John Deere company. Welcome to ICEMA podcast series Sea Unplugged, Voice of the Sea Industry, featuring leaders shaping the future of India's construction equipment sector. Today, we are diving into the theme that is both timely and critical, leading through uncertainty, building resilience in a changing world. From geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions to evolving regulations and shifting demand cycles, the construction equipment industry is navigating one of its most complex phases yet. And to help us make sense of this, I'm delighted to welcome a leader who has seen and shaped multiple industry cycles, Mr. Sandeep Singh, past president of ICEMA and managing director of Tata Hitachi Construction Machinery. Sandeep started his career in the sea industry, then moved to automobile sector as deputy managing director of Toyota Kirloskar, and also had an overseas stint at Toyota Motor Asia Pacific Engineering and Manufacturing in Bangkok, and is now back in the sea industry. Sandeep ji, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Yep. Thank you very much, Ramesh. So I'm back in the industry for the last 11 years, right? Though I spent a good number of years in automobile industry, but then very much part of CE industry now. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll start with some open-ended questions, and you can give your thoughts on the same. The sea industry is navigating one of the most complex phases yet. You have seen multiple industry cycles. How would you describe the current situation? Is this just another cycle or something fundamentally different?
Yeah. So, I look at things the way we have been facing in the last 5 years. So first, when Mr. Trump came, there was some disruption in way back in 2018. And that was not a very big disruption at that time. And then we went through COVID-19, like in March 2020. And that time, uh, it was a big disruption in our industry and supply chain management. In fact, all the industry across country started suffering quite badly. And then we had Mr. Trump coming again, putting tariff on many of our products. And that also took us by surprise. So we could manage that. We have been, Indian industry has been growing in the last 8 to 10 years gradually, though we have been having hiccups in between. But the domestic demand itself has been driving the industry, right? You know that our government is putting a lot of emphasis on infrastructure development. But this disruption has come just as a surprise when we were just taking off. If you see last quarter four of financial year has been a good quarter for all of us. And
Just is
then
monsoon,
suddenly
right?
by in the beginning of, in the middle of March, you have this kind of onslaught on us. And then by 20th of March, we started seeing, supply chain getting disrupted, people starting losing confidence. Financials started talking about it. Parent companies started, cautioning us that there could be a big challenge going forward. So I think this is something which we thought that it will get over soon. And in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we could see some sign of, settlement, but then it is not going on. So I think this will have big impact on the industry going forward. We have started seeing that in our supply chain. We have started seeing the same in uh, prices, whether it is steel prices. Rupee has depreciated, so therefore the input cost is going up. Crude oil prices are going up. The sheer shortage of LPG and gas is causing disruption. So overall, I think we are going to face a challenging time in this year. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to be resilient. We need to be strong enough to manage this because we have been facing much bigger challenges in the past, and that's how I would like to comment on this. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I'll move to the next point. Was there a defining moment in your career that changed how you lead during uncertainty? How do you maintain confidence within the organization when uncertainty is high? And what are your views on rapid progression in emission norms?
A very good question, Ramesh. I think the most defining moment in my career was navigating COVID-19. It was really a very challenging time because it was not impacting just continuity of business, but also the safety and health of employees. And that was the most defining moment. And as you know, that we were not prepared for that. And that is how we were in a crisis moment. I'm sure all of us were in similar kind of situation. So we actually, as a team, worked together day and night to make sure that the support system is in place. We are able to take care of safety of employees. When I talk about employees, we have two plants, one in Dharwad, the other one in Kharagpur. We have 2,000 confirmed employees, close to 1,800 people on contract. And we were very clear that our focus will continue to be the safety and welfare of employees. Leave aside everything else, rest we can take care. That is decision number one. The second decision, we could see that some of the companies are taking very hasty decision of retrenching people. We said, we are not going to do that. That's not the DNA of our company. And our parent company, Tata Motors and Hitachi Construction Machinery, that's what they have been guiding us. And so we were very clear that we are going to take care of our employees, whether they are confirmed or contract. So we started communicating with them, giving them confidence, got in touch with hospitals across all the locations where our people are located, and also made a team member in charge. But we could face many challenges at that time because logistic was an issue, availability of medicine was an issue, availability of support system was an issue. But I can tell you that the team spirit and empowerment of people and communicating with them transparently made a huge difference. And that is how we could overcome that situation. I think with very strong conviction that safety will always be a top priority. Yeah.
So, do you see this phase as a potential turning point for India to strengthen its global position? Where do you see the biggest opportunity emerging from this crisis?
Yeah. So every crisis bring opportunity. We all know that. We have seen that in our life. The first thing was when we moved from BS3 to CEV4 at that time, and then we
BS4, now CV5.
now CEV5 mainly on wheeled equipments.
Yeah.
And that opened opportunity for our machines for global market.
Exports.
Yeah. So in Tata Hitachi, our numbers are not very high, but in the last 3 years, we have been gradually growing. And our growth in export last year was close to 65%. Again, in volume term, may not be very high because Hitachi has got plant across the world, and we are exporting machine to Middle East and African countries. But in last 2 years, they opened Southeast Asia and some other markets for us. And we started seeding our EX range of machine and backhoe loader Shinrai. As you know, the quality of machine is very good. So these machine proved very well in those markets. And last year has been a very good year for us. We have doubled our export on Shinrai, and our export of EX range of excavators has already gone up. So global market is one of a very important and big opportunity for all of us. And moving from, I think, BS3 to CEV4 and CEV5 has made a huge difference. Disruption in supply chain management brought in many challenges, but we also became cost competitive. We became cost conscious in the organization. So we took a lot of cost cutting measures by improving the efficiency, bringing optimization in all our operation. And we also started Project Rebound in the organization to make sure that we remove Muda across the organization. And that really helped us in improving the overall operation of Tata Hitachi. And that is quite visible in the financial results of our company in the last 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. So, Sandeepji, one message you would like to give to the sea industry today?
First of all, you need to have confidence in yourself, in your organization, in product, and be resilient. We must have confidence this market in our country is going to grow in the coming years because the domestic requirement itself is very, very high. And the most important thing is empathizing with the team, giving them confidence, and keeping them motivated all the time is the key to success.
So, we'll just go for some one-liners.
Yeah.
Leadership in crisis means
Be confident and resilient.
the future of supply chain will be.
Oh, it's great because as I mentioned to you, it's not only domestic market, export market is also opening up. Some of you are doing very well, so I'm sure going forward, most of the CE manufacturers will be exporting machines and components across the world.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's not only exports, but also a lot of manufacturing is shifting to India now,
Yeah,
especially from Europe.
yeah.
The industry will emerge stronger if what
If
we need.
we continue to keep on improving our operation in terms of making them cost competitive, continue to focus on quality, durability, and reliability of a machine, and focus on our life cycle cost. When I say life cycle cost of the machine, so that we are competitive in the market. And that will make us much more stronger to manage all these kind of challenges what we are facing. Yeah.
India's biggest advantage right now is
Our talent,
okay.
cost competitiveness, and resilience that we can handle any kind of challenge coming to us.
What do you think we need to do to match up to China in terms of innovation?
So one is that we need to keep on innovating. We need to adopt advanced technology. We need to enhance the localization. We need to be innovative in bringing new technology by improving the efficiency of not only machine deliverable, but cost efficiency of the machine. When I say the life cycle cost of the machine. And the most important is continue to skill up our people to ensure that we are able to not only produce quality machine, but also give quality service and support to our customer, not only in domestic market, but in international market. Yeah.
Okay. My final question is 5 years from now, we will look back at this phase as.
Oh, at this phase, as a big learning time, because you know that in construction equipment industry, our vision is by 2030, we should be selling close to 250,000 machines, which I believe I'm confident we'll be able to do that. Our export should be close to $3 billion. So I think when we look back, when we will look back in 2030, 2025, we will remember because we had made this vision that we will grow 6 times in our exports and take our machine volume to 250,000 machines, close to $25 billion in turnover of construction equipment industry. Yeah.
Sanjeev, thank you very much for sharing your insights and experiences so candidly.
Ma-
What stands out from this conversation is that while uncertainty may define the present, it is resilience, adaptability, and leadership that will define the future. Every phase of disruption also carries within seed of transformation. And to all the listeners, thank you for joining us in the Sea Unplugged Voice of the Sea Industry. You can watch this episode on the ICEMA YouTube channel. Thank you, Sanjeev, once again.
Thank you very much, Ramesh.
Have a nice trip.